iFILM, London. iFILM, London.
This is Kugan Cassius for iFILM London. We're at the Albert Hall here in Nottingham. With me, I've got promoter Eddie Hearn. The final press conference, everything's been done, talking's been talked. Carl looks in confident mood. Did you think in that press conference, Eddie?
Yeah, I think it's difficult to say in a press conference. You know, everyone talks the talk. Two elite level fighters, they've been through this so many times. I mean, specifically Carl, who's had all those fights in the Super Six where the media attention and press conferences were really prominent. So everyone's been through this stage, and I think sometimes the fighters find these press conferences a little bit of a formality, sometimes a little bit boring, but you can see the fire in Carl's belly. You know, he knows what he's got to do in front of his own people. And listen, Lucian's team are very, very confident. They're here in Nottingham in front of 10,000 Carl Froch fans to try and beat him, so they've got to fancy their chances.
We spoke on the way up here. You said that Carl Froch and Lucian Bute were above having to sort of kick off in press conferences just to sell the fight. This fight alone, the quality of the fighters sells the fight itself. So that's firmly what you believe, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, they're both role models. You know, Carl Froch is a role model for young fighters in the UK and for the people of Nottingham, and Lucian Bute the same in Montreal and in Canada. So, and listen, they've both been around the block, so there's no animosity to each other. Lucian Bute's got what Carl Froch wants. That's the IBF title. And, you know, Lucian Bute's here to do a job on Carl Froch. After the fight, they'll shake hands, but there's never going to be any squaring up. They respect each other as fighters. They're both two great fighters, both top two, in my opinion, in number 3 pound for pound super middleweights in the world. So you're not going to see any animosity. They both want to beat each other on Saturday night, but there's a respect at the same time.
With the calibre of fighters that Carl's faced in the last 2 years, if things didn't go his way on Saturday night, is this last chance saloon for Carl? Because obviously he's been competing at world level for 2 years now, so it's not really realistic for him to drop down from that level, is it?
Yeah, he's been competing at world level for longer than 2 years, but it all depends on the fighter. It's difficult to say. I mean, the team would never look past the loss on Andre Ward. That's not even thinkable. Against Lucian Bute, that's not even thinkable at the moment. As a promoter, I have to look at all different scenarios and plan ahead for my fighters. But, you know, as far as Carl Froch is concerned, win, lose or draw, I mean, if he beats Lucian Bute, he may retire. I mean, you don't know what the man wants out of his life. He may turn around one day, wake up in the morning with his partner and his son and go, do you know what, I don't want this anymore. And that can come after a loss or a victory. So it's impossible to tell what would happen, but at the moment it's one fight at a time, and in my opinion Carl Froch has still the abilities and all the attributes that he had 5 or 6 fights ago. Andre Ward, he wasn't at the ball game for that. It was a disappointing performance, but put that aside, you're going to see a totally different performance from Carl Froch on Saturday night in front of 10,000 British fans.
Yeah, my 2-year comment referred to the Super Six tournament. That's, you know, that was in reference to, but it just seems like Carl's brought, you know, he's got to fill out that Nottingham arena, and you know, what he decides to do after this fight, you know, he's been an absolute, a legend in the boxing world in this country.
Yeah, at the end of the day, in my opinion, he's probably one of the all-time British greats. A victory on Saturday night would definitely cement him as one of those greats. But, you know, at the same time, I think what he's achieved just through those period of fights, he's honest, he's hard-working. You know, he's got a heart of gold, but more importantly, he's one of the most stubborn-nosed individuals I've ever met. And that means that if someone's going to come into his backyard and try and beat him, they're in for a tough night, because he's never going to lay down. You know exactly what you're going to get from Carl Froch every single fight. 120% commitment and absolutely everything he's got on the line. The camp's been perfect. He's so fit, it's outrageous. But the bottom line is, we don't know how good Lucian Bute is, but we're going to find out. You know, but he's going to have to be exceptional to beat Carl Froch on Saturday night. And I think with the fans behind him and being at home and the way that's going to lift him, I honestly believe Carl Froch will do the business.
Just finally, can you give us an exclusive about anything to do with Matchroom Sport?
We're doing very well.
Hasn't really answered my question.
Do you know, there's so much happening. You know, we've just signed Cal Yafai. We're announcing another GB star that we're signing next week. If I had £1 for every phone call I was getting from a fighter per day, I'd be a rich man. You know, everyone wants to be part of the Matchroom team at the moment. You know, and rightly so. Without blowing our own trumpet, we're doing the right things. We're giving the profiles to the fighters they deserve. We've got a great relationship with Sky Sports. We're making the big fights. We're selling the big fights. We're putting them all in big arenas. And we're trying to put British boxing back on the map. So listen, things are great for Matchroom. Over the next couple of weeks, you're going to see a number of big announcements from Matchroom Sport. not just from us as a business, but for our fighters as well. So things are good, and all we'll do is keep our nut down, keep grafting, and doing the business for our fighters.
And rumours have it you're set to sign heavyweight sensation Kugan Cassius. Any truth in this, Eddie?
I keep saying to you and me, let's do something for charity. 2 fat blokes. It'd be great viewing. 2 fat blokes in a ring. Neither of us can fight. Neither of us can probably last.
How do you know I can't fight?
Oh, look at you. Come on.
Listen. How do you know I can't fight?
I can't fight, but I'll take you on. You know, that's how confident I am. But seriously, we should do it for charity. Maybe both lose the moobs, you know, and we can give some boxing fans some entertainment and a few laughs.
We'll discuss it on the way home.
All right, mate.
Kugan Cassius with Eddie Hearn here for iFILM London. Thank you very much.